I enjoy making beaded bracelets and bangles. And if they are bracelets and have uh, clasp like this, I don't mind if they are very supple and soft like this. That is how a bracelet is supposed to be. But if it is a bangle, see, it is a complete round, finished round, and this bangle I expect it to be, it has no clasp or anything, and it rolls over your hand. So my idea of a bangle is not to be supple and soft like this. I would like it to be nice and firm like this bangle that you see here. See, a little give is okay, but not too much, so, and it will almost become like a bracelet. So I don't know how exactly to make it nice and firm like that. In some crochet, bead crochet ropes I've seen that they add some kind of thread or or like a thicker twine or something inside, and it stays nice and stiff. But for these kind of bangles which are woven with beads, I was not very sure of how to make it nice and firm. So, but you see, in this bangle I have tried a new way, and the effect is nice, very nice, and I want to share with you what I did to get this effect. Okay, so see, it is a little softer, but then it will stay firm and it will stay like a bangle. So let me bring in the project that I am doing now. I have made a decraw tube, or a series of decraws together, and I am going to attach this to make it into a bangle. See, this is the same stitch as this, but the position of the beads are a little bit different, that's all. So see, this one is actually a little firm compared to other beaded work. And what I'm going to do is, before I close it, I'm going to check the size whether it is suitable for me or for whoever I'm making. So this one should be able to slide down. So usually for a bangle or a bracelet, the rule is to check whether it fits the biggest part of your hand like that. Okay. That is also the best idea. So but especially for this one, I am taking a chance, and I am going to see that I am going to measure and see around my wrist itself, and if it fits my wrist when it is joined, and see, there is a little bit gap also there. So I feel that the size will be good, because anyway I am going to be sliding it on my hands. So to make it stiff, what I have used is memory wire. So see, this memory wire is 2.5 inches in diameter, but the one that I have in my hand is 2 3/4, and this comes from another previous packet or previous ones that I have used. See, this memory wire is a wire which will coil on itself, and also it will get back into the same circle position even however much you pull it apart. So that is what I am going to use today to stiffen the bangle, or to make this bangle nice and sturdy. See, this comes in coils, in many coils like this. And so to make memory wire bracelets, we use the complete coil, but here I am going to cut it in only one. See, to cut it, see, you can see the edge. See this part, the one that I am showing you now. So you should not cut it like this, where there is a gap between, or which is slightly touching or almost closing. So you should not cut it like this. Okay, so in the memory wire, what you will do is, I'll show you. I'll take out only one round of it. There are two rounds in this, so I'm taking out only one round, and I'm going to make sure. See, this is where the this one metal ends, and I'm not going to cut. So I'm going to give it a little more, leave a little more, about an inch or so, and then I'm going to see that they overlap each other, and I'm going to cut to that size. So there is a special cutter for a memory wire, but since I don't have, I'm going to be using my regular cutter here, because it's only once in a way that I cut. So I feel that's the only one that I can manage for now. See, when I cut it, you can see that, see, the bangle is overlapping, the metal wire is overlapping each other like that. So that's the way it should be, and that's only the way it will work also. if you want it to go all around the bangle. So this is the starting part of my bangle. So I am going to start inserting one end of the memory wire into the tube. So the tube is quite hollow and it will easily go into the tube, but the only problem is it will keep coming out of the beadwork, because the holes are also bigger at the same time. See, if you see, notice now, see, as I am pushing it down, because the wire is coiled, the memory wire is in a coil. As you keep pushing it, it won't go straight. It will turn back on itself and start coming out of the beadwork. So very carefully you will have to maneuver this. Now this part is a little bit tricky or time consuming, but if you do it slowly, you will be able to push it inside inside properly. So yeah, you'll need both your hands to manage this and keep pushing, and if you do it almost in a circular motion, it will be a little more easier instead of keeping your beadwork straight. But still, you see, it will just keep coming out like that. Now at this point, what I do after I have put about a few inches inside, I am going to take the other side and start putting that on the other end. Okay, the other end, you take the other end and insert it in the other end of the bangle, or the other end of the tube that you have made now. Okay, here also you have to maneuver it, or you have to push it inside the beadwork carefully, not to touch, not to cut the beads or cut the thread, or or it should not come out of your beadwork. So take care of all that. And if you keep your bangle in a round shape itself and do it, it will be a little more easier. But all said and done, it is a little tedious work to get this inside the bangle correctly, because the wire is already in a round shape. If it was straight, it would be easy to go. Okay, so now you should use your own technique to get it inside, because this is the only way I know and I have tried, and it works for me. But if there is an easier way to push this inside, I would also like to learn. But for now, this is what it is. See, push it from this side and try to push on the other side also. It takes some time, but the finished piece will be really nice and sturdy, and you don't have to bother that it will collapse on itself. So you can still see that part is coming out there. What we could easily do is to pull one side of it, or to push it back. You can even use a tool to push it back, but this wasn't necessary. This is actually not at all logical. See, I could have just pulled that part and it would have come out, and only then I realized. Okay, so now see, by luck, by somehow as I was doing it, it just settled itself inside, and now we are done. Okay, and but at the at one end you can still see a little bit of memory wire coming out. Why? Because we had taken the memory wire in this past each other. It was not a circle, so that's why there is a little extra. Let that be there. Only when we finish the beadwork, we'll cut it. We'll see if we will be needing it, and if we don't need it, we can cut it. And if I need to expand the bangle, I have to make one more unit of this D-cross stitch, and then I can complete it, or I can even push it together and complete it depending on the size I want. But but I suggest that you do not cut the memory wire. It is better that you push it inside the bangle. Only then, when the see, now before that let me show you. I want to check whether it fits my hand, because I'm making this bangle for myself. So I guess it will go through my hand. I will be able to slip into it. And now, since I know that my size is correct, I am going to just finish up this. I am going to attach both of them off camera. I am going to show you the tutorial for this bangle or for this stitch in another tutorial. Here I have completed stitching it together, and see, this is the bangle that we get when we put in the memory wire. See now, since we did not cut it like this, and then we had actually cut it overlapping each other, that is why the wires, they like kind of hit against each other, and then they keep the round shape. But if we had cut it where there was a gap like this, it would expand. But then this one will not expand. So that is what I understood. I think that's more logical, I guess. And see the effect. See, so beautiful now. So we can now easily slip it on your hand. Yeah. Yeah, I am very satisfied with this. I like the design, I like the chunkiness of the bangle, and I also like that it stays nice and firm like a bangle. I hope you enjoyed this method, or you learned something from this tutorial. Thank you for watching, and please share it with anyone who would like it.